Jason George, Wildlife Adventure. In this episode, we're back with the barred owl family in the forest behind Jason's, and we notice something weird that it is doing. It was around sunset on this day when we were watching the barred owl preening, and it was awesome. Again, not all the time when you see an owl is it active, but I was super lucky with this one. And so it was hanging out in the sun. I assume it's looking for some prey or an early dinner, as I had recently heard it drop an owl pellet. What was cool about this owl pellet is it actually had a snake in it. Like, most of the skin of the snake was in this owl pellet. That was pretty special and cool to see. And if you like owls, please check out my book on owls called Going Deeper with Jason George Owls. I wish I was able to actually watch and see this owl hunt and catch its prey, but I do feel pretty lucky that in part 1 and 2 I actually not only see and dissect a pellet, but I get to see the owl eating the vole. And it was in a pretty amazing location, lighting wise and height wise, that I think I got a pretty cool video. So if you're okay with some graphic footage, please check out videos 1 and 2 from this mini barred owl series. This video is mainly just about appreciating the beauty of the barred owl. It had flown into an open space, and it allowed me to photograph and make video of it from multiple different angles while it was hanging out in the open. One thing that a lot of people say is that owls are silent, and I'm not here to disagree with that, but sometimes they're not as silent as you think. Right? That tree makes a noise. Check how much it actually moved upon that owl taking off. Well, I hope that you're enjoying this. Please like, share, subscribe, and check out my hot sauce and my wildlife club. What I found most interesting about this experience is that this owl started doing this throat thing. I've never noticed it before. And so I'm watching this and I'm thinking that it's about to regurgitate a pellet or something. But nothing happened. And it did it multiple times while I was watching it. If you're watching this video and you know what or why it's doing that, if you could leave a comment, that would be greatly appreciated. Even if you think you know why it might be doing it. I love the sound of the woodpeckers in the background. It's so cool how interconnected all the species in the forest are. I'm sure that the woodpeckers and the way that they're making their sound is potentially even communicating that there might be an owl in the area. Well, that's if they've noticed it. A barred owl is very hard to spot, or at least it is to the human eye. I've talked about a few ways in the last video on how to spot the owl. Well, I hope that those tips and tricks that I shared helped. You might be able to find a few more on my Instagram, where I show and talk about whitewash and trying to find an actual pellet. But you can find those in other videos that I've shared too. But that brings us to this owl and that unique thing that it's doing with its throat. I've never seen that in any owl that I've observed, but I do have some thoughts on what it could be. The first thought is that it's trying to get a pellet to, like, move it up its throat so that it can regurgitate it. But the more I watch, I'm kind of not thinking that that might be the correct thing. So the other option that I think it might be is that the owl finds it really hot and it's trying to get cold air to move through its feathers or through its throat. Right? I say the throat because you'll notice sometimes it opens its mouth and yawns, but maybe that's the trying to regurgitate the pellet. What do you think it is? Let's have a open discussion while the owl sleeps and just relaxes. So in the last video that I shared about the barred owls, I shared it hooting and hollering, but there was no response. Well, in the next video that I'm going to share, you'll hear the call or the answer back. And that to me was pretty special. I'm zoomed in and close up on one owl, and in the background, you can hear another one. And I'm going to assume that it's the mate calling back to it. But that was a truly blessed experience. I've been so lucky with this owl family in my backyard. And I did find a hole that I think could be the nest. I'm going to check it out, and hopefully one day I see the female owl sitting on the nest. But I really hope that I get to see the owlets or the owlets in the nest. It could be so cool. And the nest isn't in the most difficult spot, so I might actually be able to get some cool footage of the babies in the nest. I actually do have footage of a barred owl inside the nest. It's called Holly's Hole because my friend Holly found that owl. I had told her the secret about looking in every hole and one day you'll find an owl. And honestly, she's got to be super lucky because one day, and it wasn't even that long after I told her and she kind of doubted me, she looked into a hole and she found an adult owl in the hole. I have a pretty cool picture of it flying out of the hole, but I have even better pictures and I think even some video of the baby owl sitting in the hole. It looks like a fluffy potato. I didn't get to see any footage of it when it flew the coop or the nest, but it was such a cool experience getting to watch it, and I really hope that I get to watch these ones. Oh, and there it's doing that neck thing again. Is it trying to cough up a pellet? I honestly have no clue because I didn't see or hear anything fall to the ground. So again, please write and let me know what you think it's going on. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that you check out some of my other videos on the different animals and opportunities that I've been able to share. But until next time, stay safe, have fun, and keep enjoying the wildlife.